What do I do if my child is struggling to make friends at camp? This is a common issue that many parents face, specifically this time of year, because kids are in summer camp and they're not in their regular, normal school routine. Many children have a hard time making friends in school, even though that they see these boys or girls on a daily basis. In camp, it becomes even more intense and puts more pressure because you're there for such a short amount of time. And a lot of times, these kids don't have the ability to make friends right away. And there could be some anxiety and some fear there. So if your child is having a hard time making friends in camp, there are a few things that you can do. Number one, normalize this with your child. That means let them know that it's very normal and very okay that this is something that they're experiencing. Adults experience this also. Explain to them that it's a new environment, it's a new place, and it's a new experience. Even if they've been to that camp the year before, they're in a new bunk. They might have a new counselor. New sometimes can feel scary. So when you normalize this and let them know that they are not the problem, it can take some pressure off. Also, letting them know that actually many kids go through this also. This way, they don't feel like they are the only ones and they feel alone. This is a common fear that kids have and something that makes them feel uncomfortable about making friends. But there are things you can do. After you normalize it, the second thing is role play. Here is what role play can look like with your child. So create a scenario and discuss it. What would your child do in this case? So say you come off the bus and you see some kids there who you want to make friends with. What are some things you feel comfortable with talking about? Is it sports? Is it a movie you watched? Is it a game you like to play? That is a great starting point to be able to start a conversation. A lot of times kids feel pressure to make best friends or close friends, but realistically, that's not how it happens. We need to have a slow startup. Just get a conversation going. If you practice having a conversation, this will build the social skills for your child. A child who's having a hard time making friends can possibly struggle with some anxiety, some fear, whether it's of judgment or rejection, which is definitely understandable. So when you validate your child's fear and don't dismiss it, don't use your own challenges that you're facing, like, this is so expensive, I pay so much money, I want you to have fun, right? Put that aside for now. Think about their needs. Meet them where they are at. If they're having a challenge with making friends, really try to understand their worries, their fears. And this way, you're able to also empower them and build them up for success. So when you practice these scenarios, the next day, they can use this in camp. Also, what you can do is encourage them to participate in sports. They don't have to love the sport, but it's important for them to participate. When they participate, that's a tool that could be used to make a connection with the kids in camp. And the third thing, of course, if you're noticing it's a little bit hard for them and it's hard for them to do it themselves, that's when I would suggest either talking to the head counselor and possibly talking to the counselor to see what could be changed to make those opportunities a little bit more possible. This is very common. This happens in many families, and if it's happening to you, your child can be helped through it. Camp does not have to be this heavy, difficult feeling for many children to experience. As a parent, it's your responsibility to kind of be there for them and help guide them through it. Good luck and hope this was helpful.